Title, The Haunting of Crenshaw Ave. It was one of those chilly fall nights in South Central right on Halloween. Peanut, Buddha, and Taz were kicking it at the corner, talking about what kind of trouble they could get into. You know, just three boys trying to stay entertained without getting caught up. Y'all heard about Miss Lorna's crib? Peanut asked, his eyes wide with excitement. They say it's haunted, bruh. For real. Like, her son been seeing some crazy stuff there ever since her brother got killed last year. Buddha laughed, trying to brush it off, but you could tell he was kind of shook. Bruh, haunted? Ain't no such thing as ghosts. That's just some old made-up mess to scare kids. Taz, the quiet one, just side-eyed them both. Y'all want to go look? He asked, smirking, like he knew he was calling out their bluff. So they decided. They was going to sneak into Miss Lorna's crib. She lived in this old run-down house over on Crenshaw Ave. People in the neighborhood said they heard strange noises coming from there at night. Whispers, footsteps, like someone or something was always moving around. Word was Miss Lorna's brother Deshaun got into some dark stuff before he passed. Hood rumors said he was messing with voodoo, trying to get money or protection or something wild like that. They made their way down the block, trying to keep quiet so they wouldn't get caught by nobody. When they got to Miss Lorna's house, it looked straight up eerie. The paint was chipping, the windows was dirty, and the whole vibe just felt wrong. Bro, this place looked like something out of a horror movie, Peanut whispered, trying to act tough even though his voice was shaking a little. Man, y'all scared already? Buddha laughed, but he kept looking over his shoulder like he was expecting something to jump out. Taz shrugged. Y'all don't gotta do this if you shook. Peanut rolled his eyes. Shook? No, we got this. He pulled open the gate, which made this loud creaking noise that echoed down the street. They climbed up the steps and opened the door, slipping inside as quiet as they could. Inside it was pitch black. They had to use the flashlights on their phones just to see. The house was a mess, with old furniture covered in dust, some kind of weird smell lingering in the air. They crept through the living room, flashlights moving over the walls. Yo, what's that? Buddha whispered, pointing to a corner where a picture frame hung. The photo showed Deshaun, but his eyes looked like they was following him, staring right at him wherever they moved. Peanut stepped closer, trying to act bold. Man, it's just a pic. Suddenly, they all heard it, a faint whisper coming from down the hall. It sounded like someone saying, Peanut, Bud. Taz froze, his face pale. Nah, man. Did y'all just hear that? Nah, I'm tripping, Peanut muttered, but his voice was cracking. That ain't real. Somebody's playing with us. The whisper came again, louder this time, calling their names in a raspy voice. It felt like it was right next to him, but there wasn't nobody there. Buddha backed up, his flashlight shaking in his hand. Let's get out of here. For real. But just as they turned to leave, the front door slammed shut. Boom! Like someone threw all their weight against it. They ran to the door, pulling and tugging, but it wouldn't budge. Then footsteps started creaking above them, moving slow, like somebody was walking across the floor upstairs. Peanut was sweating, looking like he was about to bolt. Who up there? We ain't messing with y'all. A low chuckle filled the room, echoing from somewhere above. It sounded like Deshaun's voice, but twisted, like it was coming from deep in his throat. Y'all shouldn't have come here. You ain't welcome. They backed away from the stairs, but suddenly the whole room went ice cold. The lights started flickering, and shadows began to creep along the walls, twisting and stretching like they was alive. Then they saw it, a figure at the top of the stairs, shadowy but real, with a face that looked like Deshaun's, only wrong. His eyes was all white, and his mouth twisted into this eerie grin. Get out, it growled, its voice low and guttural, like something from another world. The boys didn't need to be told twice. They ran to the back of the house, busting through a door that led to the kitchen. But as soon as they got in there, all the cabinets started slamming open and shut, banging loud like somebody was trying to scare them off. Buddha was yelling, "No, brah, no! This some messed up stuff. I ain't signed up for this." But just when they thought they was clear, the shadowy figure appeared in front of them again, blocking their way, reaching out with hands that looked like claws. Its mouth opened wide like it was screaming, but no sound came out, only this bone-chilling silence. Taz, who had been quiet the whole time, shouted, "Move, brah!" He threw his flashlight right at it, and to their surprise, the figure vanished in a cloud of smoke, but they could still hear its voice, whispering all around them, saying, "This ain't over." They sprinted for the back door, busting through it and tumbling onto the grass outside. When they looked back, the house was just as silent and empty as when they'd arrived, but they knew something had been in there, something that was still watching them. They didn't talk on the walk back to their block, just looking over their shoulders, feeling like that shadow was still with them. And from that day on, they knew one thing for sure. There was something dark on Crenshaw Ave, and next Halloween, they knew exactly where not to be.